Let's kick things off by painting a clear picture. The average American man is often visualized using statistical composites. Graphic artist Nicolay Lamb actually created a mathematically accurate rendering, 5'9" tall, weighing 200 pounds, and carrying 26% body fat.
That's right. And beyond just numbers, this composite is meant to highlight the growing obesity crisis in the US. It's striking how different this average might look compared to our own self-perceptions or even media representations of men.
Exactly. It leads many to wonder, how do I measure up? A question that taps into more than just body metrics. It's almost universal to compare ourselves to these averages, but why do we fixate on them?
It's a deep-rooted psychological urge. Knowing where we stand can affect self-esteem, social interactions, and even our motivation to change. These statistics serve as both a mirror and a benchmark for self-evaluation.
Transitioning from physical attributes, let's talk about perception. Studies show that 65% of Americans believe they're above average in intelligence, 69% think they're more attractive than most, and 80% rate themselves above average in bed.
That's the classic better-than-average effect in action. It's a cognitive bias where people consistently rate themselves higher than the median in almost every domain morality. Driving, you name it, even though mathematically, that's impossible.
It's fascinating. For example, in 2022, about 62% of recent high school grads enrolled in college, which closely matches the 65% who believe they're more intelligent than average. Do you think education fuels this overconfidence?
Absolutely. As soon as people invest in things like college, they often equate that with being smarter. But in reality, intelligence is multifaceted, and formal education is just one piece sometimes. Those outside academia may even possess higher practical intelligence.
Let's delve into physical stats by age. The average American man at 37 is 5'9" and weighs 200 pounds with 26% body fat. But at 25, he's 20 pounds lighter and at only 21% body fat. What's driving this shift as men age?
Lifestyle changes play a massive role. Entering your 30s often means prioritizing career, family, and other responsibilities over health. That can lead to less physical activity and more weight gain despite no change in height.
It's intriguing how even small lifestyle tweaks can have a cumulative effect. If you maintain healthy habits into your 30s, you're already outperforming the average. The data shows that being in shape at this age really sets you apart.
Absolutely. In fact, maintaining a lower body fat percentage or regular exercise routine into your late 30s places you in a relatively elite category, since most peers tend to let health take a back seat.
Another physical aspect few discuss is hairline changes. At 20, the average man has minimal recession, but by 37 he's at Norwood 3, with noticeable temple hair loss. How does this affect confidence and self-image?
Hair loss can significantly impact self-esteem, especially since media often equates hair with youth and vitality. But it's a natural part of aging by their late 30s. Around 2/3 of American men experience some degree of noticeable hair loss.
Switching gears to strength, the average man benches 135 pounds, squats 155 pounds, and deadlifts 175 pounds. These numbers might surprise those who expect more. What do these figures really mean?
When you consider that only 23% of Americans even go to the gym regularly, these numbers make sense. Compared to athletes or fitness enthusiasts, they seem low, but for the general population, they're quite representative.
Let's address another topic that's often discussed behind closed doors: penis size. Studies show the average, when measured by researchers, is 5.36 inches, about an inch shorter than the average self-reported length. What does that tell us?
It highlights our tendency to exaggerate positive traits. Self-reported numbers often reflect wishful thinking or social pressure. This is another manifestation of the better-than-average effect, where self-image can diverge from reality.
That's a great point. It's a reminder that many average statistics are based on objective measurements, while personal assessments tend to be inflated.
Exactly. Whether it's physical attributes or capabilities, we often inflate our own standing. This can impact everything from self-esteem to how we interact socially and romantically.
Let's transition to financial health. The average American man earns about 65,752 a year before taxes, but net worth is a different story. Average net worth for men nearing retirement is just 270. Why the disparity?
It boils down to consumption habits and lack of long-term planning. Many Americans focus on immediate gratification, often accumulating debt rather than assets. Saving and investing early is uncommon, making it tough to build wealth over decades.
With average cash savings hovering around 300, it's clear many are living paycheck to paycheck. How can this be addressed, and why do so few take proactive steps?
Financial literacy and foresight are key. Viewing money as a direct trade for life energy can shift perspectives. Even small steps, like automating savings or learning about investments, can massively improve one's standing over time.
Given these averages, it seems that just a bit of intentional effort can put someone far above the norm. Is it really that simple to stand out?
In many ways, yes. If only 23% go to the gym, and most people don't invest or save, even minimal consistent action, whether in fitness, finance, or learning, places you in a much higher percentile almost immediately.
People often compare themselves to top performers, like athletes or celebrities, and feel discouraged. Is this comparison healthy or realistic?
Not at all. Comparing yourself to outliers like Mr. Beast or Arnold Schwarzenegger ensures disappointment. The true competition is with your former self, and the averages or passing the mean is often easier than we assume.
Switching to relationships, stats show the average American man has his first kiss at 15, loses his virginity at 17, marries at 30, and has 2 children later on. What does this timeline reveal about societal trends?
It reflects shifting social norms. Marrying later is more common, and the average age of first child is now younger than the average marriage age, highlighting trends like increased single parenthood and changing family structures.
On intimacy, the average man has 7 partners over his lifetime and experiences sex about 54 times a year. How does this compare to common beliefs about men's dating success?
There's a disconnect. Many believe dating is impossible for average men, but the data suggests most are in relationships more often than not. Media narratives often exaggerate difficulties, while statistics show a more balanced reality.
So, given all these numbers, how can someone accurately assess where they stand? Recently, new online calculators claim to measure sexual market value using these stats. How do these tools work?
These calculators aggregate your physical, financial, and social metrics adjusted for age and compare them to population data. They can provide percentile rankings, helping individuals see if they're truly above or below average.
Are these assessments reliable, and should people use them as a guide for self-improvement?
They're as accurate as their inputs and data sources. While not perfect, they offer a more objective benchmark than gut feelings and can motivate targeted self-improvement by highlighting specific strengths and weaknesses.
Wrapping up, what are some actionable steps listeners can take if they want to move beyond average across these domains: appearance, wealth, and relationships?
Start small and stay consistent. For health, even 2 workouts a week can make a difference. Financially, automate savings and learn the basics of investing. Socially, focus on genuine relationships rather than just numbers or status.
It's encouraging how even incremental effort can yield outsized results, especially given the low bar set by averages. Any last advice for listeners who feel stuck at average?
Remember, effort is a multiplier. Most people don't even try. By simply taking conscious action in any area, reading a book, saving a little, exercising, you can leapfrog the majority. Comparing against your own progress is the most sustainable path.